Have you ever wondered, how soon will you have your own robotic dog? Maybe sooner than you think. Boston Dynamics released their newest project, the Spot robot. This robot has the ability to run around on all four legs, and walk like an animal, but it also can climb stairs and walls, roll over obstacles, perform small tasks such as fetching your hat from the top of your closet, and even follow you around the house. Spot robot is already available. Would you like to buy it? Well, if you want to know more about Spot, keep watching this video. The Boston Dynamics designed robot is a four-legged robot capable of moving over rugged terrain. The robot uses cameras and sensors to identify objects nearby, and moves quickly across rough terrain thanks to its articulated limbs. It can also run, jump up onto ledges or upstairs and even hold its own, on uneven surfaces like gravel. Its capability to perform tasks autonomously means it could be used in military or emergency response situations, or its ability to use complex tools and handle obstacles would give it an edge over human assistance. Spot is able to open doors and work alongside humans, and still keep its cool while they're screaming their heads off. These features also make Spot unique for search and rescue operations, as long as it can move freely in dangerous terrain, build structures, or put out fires with whatever debris happens to be lying around, or carry away someone who has been injured. There isn't much that will stop him from getting the job done. In addition to being adaptable and functional, Spot's low center of gravity allows it to roll through tough conditions without tipping over. And if that wasn't enough, he has a battery life of about 90 minutes. This model doesn't yet have weapons attached to its torso, but Boston Dynamics says that it is open to weaponizing models such as these in due time. Unless our enemies are large boulders or rogue waves, we don't think humanity should be too worried about being taken down by these little guys just yet. Another possibility for these little robotic animals might be NASA's space missions, that is, when NASA eventually gets serious about exploring Mars. Because these robots are expendable and easy to replace and repair when necessary, they would function well outside of Earth's gravitational pull. In addition, their movements are lifelike, like real four-legged animals that move in an analog fashion, rather than a linear one. These types of movements could help them explore rough terrain on other planets without getting stuck or hindered by any new environmental factors that we don't know exist yet. Moving forward over all kinds of terrain is one thing. Being able to jump upstairs and hold itself upright on more level surfaces like floors or pavements takes a whole different set of skills altogether. This new creation from Boston Dynamics is more than just an exciting way to get attention on YouTube. It also offers us a glimpse into what we might expect in coming years as technology progresses and robots become more intelligent and capable of interacting naturally with humans. The Spot robot appears to be equipped with high-end facial recognition software that can help it follow its owner around. When approached by another human or animal, its owner's name comes up on screen and it immediately becomes attentive, tail wagging, head tilting in interest or concern for whoever may have interrupted its interaction. Watch for yourself, the little guy really does seem like he has feelings. Boston Dynamics has been hard at work on Spot. The company is getting ready to produce its latest iteration of Spot, adding a wealth of improvements based on feedback they have received and lessons learned over time. We've made tremendous progress with our mobile platform, taking it from laboratory prototype to something that can reliably operate outdoors and interact with its environment. This represents years of hard work by our team, said Marc Raibert, founder and CEO of Boston Dynamics. With all its success thus far, Boston Dynamics is set to deliver an even more capable Spot model that will offer a number of benefits in terms of performance and usability. Well, to keep track of all my different places, obviously. Whether I'm strolling down to work or hosting a get-together for family and friends, Spot is great for keeping tabs on where I am. In fact, one of my favorite things about Spot is that it's so smart. It uses built-in GPS and sensors to keep track of me, even when he can't see me. The more you interact with Spot, the smarter he gets. For example, if I live in San Francisco but visit Los Angeles very often, Spot learns which city I prefer. He'll always pop up whenever my train pulls into town, even if we don't have cell service. When we're both ready to head home, I just hold a button on his side and say, "Spot, come find me." As you might imagine, Spot's camera takes really beautiful photos, the kind your grandma would love, if she knew what Instagram was. But that doesn't mean you need to rely on your own eyes. Every time Spot will send you selfies as soon as they're taken. You don't need an internet connection for any of these features to work properly. That means Spot will be there for you, whether you're across the country or in your backyard. Oh, and Spot is waterproof too. That makes him great company whether you like diving deep or hanging out at poolside. Just don't forget to put sunscreen on those robot joints before letting him loose. On top of that, Spot charges wirelessly via induction charging, basically charging with electricity through magnetic fields. This makes caring for Spot super easy. Most people charge their phone every night without giving it much thought. And since charging Spot only takes a few hours each day, well, you know what to do. Boston Dynamics has been in the news lately. So far they have mostly been developing military technology. I would not be surprised if we start seeing more consumer-oriented products based on Boston Dynamics innovations in the near future. Spot runs much like a canine, lifting each leg high off the ground in succession before placing it down quickly, overloading a leg's sensory receptors for a brief moment before moving on to another. This allows it to negotiate tricky surfaces. Spot also has two hands that can be used for delicate manipulation, such as picking up objects or turning door handles. Amazingly, Spot is powered by just two electric motors located at its hips. One controls drive power while the other drives Spot's arms. The team says future versions will be smaller and lighter, requiring less battery power. It'll have significant implications for search and rescue robots as well as military applications. Perhaps more importantly, though, we think Spot could benefit people suffering from disabilities or elderly individuals who struggle with mobility issues. Boston Dynamics made quite a splash and it entered into robotics back in 1992. At first many considered their creations futuristic, but their influence has grown dramatically over recent years. In fact, some consider them among the best of current robotics companies today, along with Rethink Robotics and several others who actually make self-aware AIs, not just automated machines. Maybe Spot could become your new couch buddy, if it works out, perhaps later down the road when we're closer to achieving singularity. What do you think? Are we still decades away from developing artificial intelligence comparable to our own? Or will tech advancements continue rapidly enough that they'll rapidly accelerate past our own ability of intelligence before then? Spot is not just a robot, it represents a whole new way for humans and robots to interact, said Marc Raibert, founder and CEO of Boston Dynamics. Spot's development was driven by asking why humans have always had to make robots move around in ways where they are exposed and vulnerable. They challenged themselves to build a robot that moves quickly, climbs stairs, and is generally unconstrained by obstacles, while remaining safe enough to work collaboratively with people. Spot has been a goal since they started Boston Dynamics 30 years ago. The inspiration came from looking at big animals, like horses and dogs, which make use of their whole bodies, including legs. The potential applications go beyond anything we've shown so far. Imagine a delivery robot that can bring packages straight up to your door without having to drive through your living room. As the computing capabilities increase, future generations of robots will be able to do more complex tasks as well as assist us during complex tasks. Robots like these could help us lead healthier lives while supporting us more effectively than ever before. Instead of taking jobs away from people, I think robotics and AI are going to extend everyone's ability to do tasks. There will certainly be disruptions, but I believe those same technologies can empower many more life-changing innovations for all of us. These remarkable machines embody how much closer our relationship with technology is becoming, if we let it. And let's face it, it's only going to get better, faster, stronger and smarter. If you like this video, please consider to give us a like, and subscribe to our channel. That would help us with the YouTube algorithm. and it will help us to keep making more informative videos for you. Thank you for watching.